Well, hello and welcome to Lunchtime Politics on Channels Television. I'm Kayode Kikilu, and these are the major political stories we're tracking for you at this time. A court declines request by the Rivers State House of Assembly led by Martin Amewule to stop Governor Siminalayi Fubara from spending government funds domiciled in bank accounts, at least for now, until the case is heard and decided in court. Yet another local government election sees one party taking it all, and it's the ruling party this time in Ebonyi State. But how much of this is a reflection of the people's will in light of revelations that results were written for a state electoral umpire in the past? And it's defection season in Kaduna and Ondo states as some members of the opposition People's Democratic Party move to the ruling All Progressives Congress, the APC. We begin at the courts this afternoon, where Federal High Court, sitting in the nation's capital, Abuja, has declined to bar Governor Siminalayi Fubara from spending government funds, pending the hearing and determination of a suit as filed by the Martin Amewule-led River State House of Assembly. Ruling on the motion, Justice Emeka Nwite declined to grant the praise, though he ordered the plaintiffs to put the defendants on notice. Justice Nwite, however, granted the motion ex parte to serve the 5th to 10th defendants in the matter by substituted means, saying the leave is hereby granted to the plaintiffs and applicants to serve the 5th to 10th defendants and respondents with the plaintiffs and applicants originating and any other processes filed or issued in the suit by substituted means. That's, of course, by publishing same in the nation's newspapers. The judge further adjourned the matter to the August the 7th for hearing the motion, and notice for the 5th to 10 defendants are Mr. Fubara, the Accountant General of Rivers Independent Electoral Commission, the Chief Judge of the State, Justice S.C. Amadi, Chairperson of the State Electoral Commission, Adolphus Enebeli, and the Government of Rivers State. The first and second plaintiffs are the Rivers State House of Assembly, and Martin Amewule had filed a suit through their counsel, Joseph Daudu, against the Central Bank of Nigeria, Zenith Bank PLC, Access Bank PLC, and the Accountant General of the Federation as 1st to the 4th defendants. Well, we understand that there's more activity going on in Rivers State, where the Amewule-led State Assembly is meeting as we speak, but we'll bring you more details on the show. But let's talk other matters now. The Association of Local Government of Nigeria, ALGON, says local government councils have the capacity to address issues of insecurity, primary health care, basic education, water, rural development, and other critical infrastructure as enshrined in the 1999 Constitution. But this was contained in a communication at the end of the 40th National Executive Council meeting of ALGON held in Lafia, Nasarawa State. The association is also pledging to collaborate with corporate bodies to develop the grassroots. And following the Supreme Court verdict on local government financial autonomy, civil society organizations in Taraba State this time around say they will track any allocation received from the Federation account to local government chairmen. Led by Musa Haruna, Chairman G16 Taraba Youth Development Initiatives, they say they are tired of the underdevelopment in Taraba and will monitor both capital and recurrent expenditures of local councils to ensure full implementation, integrity, and efficiency, while asking the Taraba State government to provide oversight to prevent mismanagement and corruption. The group is asking council chairmen to prioritize local security, ensure transparent, accountable, and inclusive governance at the grassroots level.
G16 Taraba Youth Development Initiative applaud the recent landmark ruling by the Supreme Court, which upholds the autonomy of local governments in Nigeria. The ruling marks a significant step towards decentralizing governance and empowering local administrations, ensuring they have direct access to the funds necessary for their development and the well-being of their communities. We task local government councils in Taraba State to utilize the golden opportunity to work towards the development of their various local government areas, ensuring transparent, accountable, and inclusive governance at the grassroots level. We also urge the local government council in Taraba State to prioritize local security, welfare, and well-being of their people, to be open to inclusive governance, allowing youths to contribute towards the development of their respective communities. We would like to announce that through our project, Youth-Led Advocacy for Effective Governance in Taraba State, supported by Leap Africa and the Nigerian Youth Future Fund, we selected 2 young persons from each of the 16 local government areas in the state to track any allocation received and monitor both capital and recurrent expenditure of their respective councils to operate with integrity and efficiency. Furthermore, we implore the state government to provide the necessary oversight and support local government councils to prevent mismanagement and corruption. The success of their local government autonomy hinges on the collaborative efforts of all levels of government and the active participation of the general public.
Well, staying with local governance, we're big on that on the show this afternoon. Let's tell you that the ruling All Progressives Congress in Ebonyi State has won all the chairmanship and councillorship seats in the 13 local government areas of the state. Announcing the result at the headquarters of Ebonyi State Independent Electoral Commission, EPC, in Abakaliki, the state capital, the chairman of the State Independent Electoral Commission, Mr. Eze, said only 3 political parties participated in that election. They include the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APC, Labour Party, and the All Progressives Congress, the APC.
The Commission has ratified and adopted the results as announced by our award returning officers in the 171 wards in the state, which shows that the All Progressive candidates won all the seats.
Well, there you have it, the outcome of that election in Ebonyi State, southeast Nigeria. We've seen a string of elections, local government elections across the country in the past few weeks, and this follows the Supreme Court's judgment regarding financial autonomy, although most of the states had fixed the date for the election before that judgment. But let's zoom in on Ebonyi State this time around. We have joining us on the program the APC chairman in the state, Mr. Stanley Okoro. You're welcome to Lunchtime Politics, Mr. Okoro.
Thanks very much for having me.
Well, we saw there that the People's Democratic Party did not participate in the local government election. Consequently, 3 parties, as was announced, participated fully. The APGA, Labour Party, and of course your party, the APC. So to what extent do you think this really reflects then the will of the people, seeing the outcome vis-a-vis the participation which could have been?
Thank you so very much. I may wish to use this particular opportunity to thank the security agency for their resilience, and also to commend highly the estate and the free hand also the governor gave to everybody who wanted to participate in this last election. PDP not participating really is not supposed to be an issue to us. We took the election very serious. We knew that we were the ruling party, but we have to obey strictly on the rules as provided by the FSEC and what the Electoral Act says. And the announcement for the election, since by September, the serving chairman is serving out. And then it go on the INEC, FSEC, to conduct a fresh election, which APC was among the registered political parties and we needed to participate. And me as the chairman have to do all that was in the guideline. So they are not participating, has absolutely nothing to do with our party. The important thing is that Ebonians have come out to express their minds. They have exercised their franchise. It came out in mass, despite the rain that started from early hours of that Saturday and then ended late. Yes, people still came out in their numbers to cast their vote. So the important thing is that I'm happy that my party has won the seat.
So tell us then, to what extent were the results of this particular election, to what extent were they written either by those in government or APC leaders in your state? I
believe very strongly that APC leaders and the members as well were not in possession of the electoral materials. So as such, it was the people that had the responsibility of conducting the election, conducted it. And they were the people that wrote whatever figure. But we were all eyewitnesses in the counting.
Because we had a leader in your party, the APC, but this time in Rivers State, speaking about how he had written elections in his office for the State Electoral Commission. That same result was what, of course, became the eventual outcome of the election at that time in the state. So naturally, Nigerians are wondering if this happened in Rivers State, perhaps this is happening in other parts of the country as well.
You know, Ebonyi, here, the most important thing is not Rivers. And our governor has a different mindset so far as it has to do with politicking. The very most important thing is that we, all Ebonians, came together. And the governor has a role to play as the leader of the party. And the government of the state has a role to play, like yes, an agency is conducting election. So all that was supposed to be done was done, but for written of a result, no, there was nothing like that. We waited till Sunday. So if it was written, then that means the election, the announcement should have come before Sunday. So all that was supposed to be done was done.
Right, because a lot of people had suspicions before now. They heard about reports, but that was a major confirmation. And they see APC, and they wonder, APC in Rivers, APC everywhere, perhaps that is a practice. So maybe this, are you trying to debunk or at least dissociating yourself from the APC in Rivers State, saying APC is different across the state? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So far as Ebonyi is concerned, whatever thing you get is what Ebonyi is. Ebonyi is APC fully. You can see just about last week, before the election, that the national chairman of the party came all the way from Abuja and his entire national working committee members. This was to come and join us and campaign. You can see the defections that were coming from all the political parties. It happened live at the stadium. I believe that your people were also there to witness what happened. So in Ebonyi State, really don't think that we have a stronger position because the head is good. If the head is good, the rest components of the body will be nice.
Right.
So if the head is bad, the components of the body will be stiff. So our own here, the interest of Ebonyi people is development. And I will believe very strongly the party, that is the governor, is very, very well.
All right, Mr. Emir, we're due for a break in just a few seconds, but I want to then know if such revelations have been made, something of such magnitude, and it's of course against our laws, electoral laws and the Constitution. What do you say should happen then if someone says, well, we wrote elections? Is that something your party condemns and you expect that action should be taken according to law?
Yeah, of course, yes, because there is no any time our government led by APC, the government of Mr. President, there is no any time we cannot be abided by the rules and the guides of the Electoral Act. Violating it will not be of a better interest to the government of APC. As such, Ebonyi is a very different state. Ebonyi is a very different state. If we don't engage into malpractices because we know these are the grassroots elections. In winning further elections, it is the basement that will drive you towards winning the further elections. So you see Ebonyi, you will always see Ebonyi going one-sided, in the sense that we agree inside. We might disagree, but we must come back home to agree and then implement what we have agreed. So APC is the party for Ebonyi for today. And there's no going back about that. And since we know that the masses are there for APC, and then I don't think there's, and even the governor don't segregate. He doesn't even know who is from an opposition party.
Well, Mr. Mayor, I'm particular about what should happen if someone says, well, I wrote results for elections, and that was a result that was announced. Should arrest be made? Should there be prosecution? Should your party come out and condemn such? That's what I'm asking.
Election malpractice is against the electoral law. So anybody that is caught on such acts should face the law.
All right. Let's go to break now. And when we return, Mr. Mayor, there are issues that we have to talk about, and that's about grassroots governance in the light of the Supreme Court judgment and what Governor Nwifuru also said about local government governance in Nigeria. That's in a moment, plus other stories. Stay right here with us on Lunchtime Politics. Welcome back to the program. We're talking local governance right here in Nigeria. It's been weeks since the Supreme Court judgment. This is a point where the rubber meets the road, and we've seen local government elections across at least 6 states, or rather 3 states, in the past few weeks after that judgment. But how is that being operationalized now? We still have with us the chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Ebonyi State. Ebonyi State just concluded its local government elections. Mr. Stanley Okoremia. Thank you for staying with us, Mr. Emia. So let's talk about governance at the local level. I know that Governor Nwifuru says he's still studying that judgment, but he welcomes it to a large extent. Being the Speaker of the State Assembly for quite some time, he, of course, understands the process of lawmaking, how it's important to have laws, backing organs of government and operationalizing it as such. So now that we have new council chairman in Ebonyi State, what is going to be different, particularly with this local government autonomy granted by the Supreme Court? What is the thinking of your party regarding how this should be approached differently?
Thank you very much. It's a ruling that came from the Supreme Court. And secondly, there are certain issues that goes with the national issue, knowing that I'm a state party chairman. And I'm under the leadership of Governor Nwifuru, who is the leader of the party. There are certain issues I will allow the governor to handle, but not running away from the issue at hand. There is no any time APC government will be against the development going down to the grassroots, because the local government stands ahead of the local development. But there is no any time that the local government is out of the state. The local government is still within the jurisdiction of the state. So as such, it's a welcome development so far as I am concerned. And I know too very well that there was a time the Agon leadership of Ebonyi State granted a press conference that yes, they have for a very long time, even under the former administration, been enjoying their own autonomy. So if it was otherwise, I don't think anybody was involved. So as such, it's something that we have already seen, it's something that we have already started implementing, and it's something that will give the party joy, because this will now drive further development down to the grassroots. So I don't think the state, my state, Ebonyi State, or any guard will feel bad about it. It's a welcome development.
Right, but the challenge has been, yes, you say this has been in the Constitution for as long. We just got the Supreme Court to maybe give a nudge to it or give it a back-in, but it looks like still we don't have that development at the local government level, in spite of it being in the Constitution for decades now. And that's my question. What has been the disconnect? You've been at the corridor of power for quite some time now. So what is this going to change, really? Because you say that Ebonyi State was not found wanting anyway, but have the local governments developed as they ought to in your state in spite of that provision?
I I honestly really don't think that there are things that are supposed to be happening in my local government, in the various local government of Ebonyi State that have not been happening. I really don't think that there is any part of the system that has not been functioning very well. And I believe very strongly that Ebonyi has been enjoying that the development has been going on. So I believe very strongly it will further let the council chairman sit up. I know it that there are some other organs that can checkmate you. There is a system for which a local government is being run. From the process of Jack in implementation, I believe very strongly that there are administrative blocks that handle certain things in the local government system. So as such, not speaking for the governor. Governor sees it as a welcome development. I think it's going to help the state to go further in making sure that yes, the needs of the people down at the grassroots meet them.
So let me break this down, Mr. Emir. If you say that you do not think that there's something meant to be happening at the local governments, particularly in Ebonyi, that isn't happening already, you're from Afikpo South, am I correct? Your local government. So let's talk about the roles of local government. Things like sanitation, waste disposal, the markets, even infrastructure such as roads, the drainage, the street lights, and even for healthcare and primary education. Are those things excellent in Afikpo South?
There is no any way you can get Ebonyi State to look like any of the American states. It's on a gradual process. But what I know that they will be doing, at least for now, the speed might not be there. However, they are doing perfectly once they know they have the capacity. They are building roads. It's happening. In fact, almost all the whole of the communities in the entire state, there is 2 kilometers road in the entire community. This is a very good link. Not other major roads. So the market, it is the responsibility of the local government council chairman to be building markets. It is to be seen to healthcare. They are doing those things in Afikpo South. I really cannot tell that there are some well-known villages that don't have street lights, solar street lights. I don't think. I make go to let somebody, challenge me on that. So they are building those bridges. So the things that are supposed to be happening in Afikpo South and in other local governments of the state, I think they are happening.
Well, the people are listening, and they are the best judge. I've been to Ebonyi State myself, spent quite some time there. So when I ask these things, it's based off my experience. But of course, it's better felt by the people who have stayed there right now. But we'd like to thank you so much. We've been speaking with the chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Ebonyi State, Mr. Stanley Okoroemia. Thank you for your time on Lunchtime Politics.
Thank you. Thank you, Alpha.
Oh, let's talk about what has been a consistent practice in politics in Nigeria, and that's defection. Well, a former national organizing secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Abubakar Mustafa, has resigned from the party and decamped to the ruling All Progressives Congress APC in Kaduna State. Mr. Mustafa, also a former head of the civil service in the state, resigned from the PDP through a letter he wrote to the chairman of Gubachi Ward in Makarfi local government area, dated July the 15th. He explained that he voluntarily resigned his membership of the PDP based on personal reasons and therefore appreciates the party for giving him the opportunity to serve in various capacities since he joined the party. Also joining him in the resignation is a 5-time commissioner in Kaduna State during the PDP-led administration, Mr. Rabiu Bako, as well as a former permanent secretary of Kaduna State Civil Service, Suleiman Sambo. In his resignation letter, which he addressed to the PDP chairman of Shaba Ward in Kaduna North local government area, dated July the 19th, he gave the unfortunate happenings in the state chapter of the party, where leaders seem to lack focus and integrity as reasons for quitting the party. And he describes the party leaders as self-centered. And it says that what they want to do is dictate what happens in the party. He, however, says that it was indeed a great honor contributing his quota to the party. Well, it's the same, this time in southwest Ondo State, where some leaders of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Ilaja local government area have defected to the APC. The defectors, led by a former commissioner for environment in the state, Lebia Deputy, declared their intention during a solidarity visit to Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa in Akure, the state capital. According to them, they have decided to support Governor Aiyedatiwa in the governorship race, as he's the best man for the job. Governor Aiyedatiwa, in his speech, appreciates the defectors for their solidarity and support for him, while assuring that he will continue to do his best to move the state forward. Of course, this is coming just months to the governorship election in the state. Now, while they are gearing up for the election in Ondo State in the coming months, well, some are looking ahead to the 2027 general election, as members of a youth wing of the People's Democratic Party in Zone 3 Senatorial District in Kaduna State have endorsed Mr. Dinjuma Sidiki for the position of the party chairman, noting that the election of a youthful leadership who embodies a fusion of intelligence, energy and vision is what is needed to reposition the party towards victory in 2027. The PDP members who made the endorsements during a meeting to review the state of the party ahead of its Congress said the setbacks witnessed by the party in the 2023 election is a stark reminder of the need for the party to choose a youth like Seriki as its next chairman.
I thought it wise and very important that the young people who deem it fit and thought it wise that I should join this race and contest so as to salvage the party, so as to ensure that we win election in 2027, so as we'll have a PDP governor in Sir Kashim Ibrahim House come 2027. I fully, wholeheartedly, completely, totally accept your call. I want to assure you that I'm very aware that you call on me to contest because you are tired of escorting, you're mobilizing people to the polling units to vote for PDP. Ensuring you move those results after being tallied and declared at the unit to the ward level at your various wards to ensure that it's collated and the result is announced at the ward level. And to move and follow it to the local government. So I'm very aware that you are getting almost frustrated. And some of you keep telling me that if we don't get it right in 2027, then maybe that might not augur, or PDP might be no more. But I don't want it to be no more. And I want to encourage you that it is not over yet. We should not be discouraged. We should remain gallant. We should remain resolute. We should remain dogged.
Well, that's been the program for this afternoon. Thank you for watching, but don't forget, politics never goes to sleep, so stay with Channels Television for all the latest updates. I'm Karaduki. Goodbye.